Greetings, this is Vane and welcome to a new Let's Play series for this channel. This is Warhammer 40,000 Gladius, Relics of War. I've done this a few times. This is one of my favourite 4X games, mainly because it focuses so much on the military, with the city management being a minor but albeit interesting backdrop to basically war. So if you like the fighting in games like Civ 6, and you're bound to like this. Last series of Warhammer 40,000 Gladius, we played as the Orks. Let's play as... we've got one left, the Astra Militarum. Indiscriminate range firepower. Initial challenge, hard. Billions of men. An expensive ranged infantry but susceptible to morale. Heavy armour. Mighty armoured vehicles with many upgrades. Thundering artillery. Extremely long-ranged artillery. Imperial Bastion. Defensive fortification to keep attackers at bay. The bureaucracy of war. Issue city edicts to increase city output. Though our tanks and artillery are mighty, it is the fast ranks of the Imperial Guardsmen that shall trample the enemies to dust. Let them come. Osaka Crete, Lord Castellium of Acadia. The Astra Militarum, commonly known as the Imperial Guard, is the primary fighting force of the Imperium of Man. Across a galaxy of 100 billion stars, there must be billions of guardsmen at least, yet even the Departamento Militarum on Terra, which oversees this immense force, has no real idea of how many troops there are at any one time. A safe estimate is to say that there are millions of regiments. What the Imperial Guard lack in strength, courage and resilience, they make up for in numbers, organisation and fighting vehicles. The Guard's wide range of tanks is rightly feared. The manpower of the Astra Militarum is predominantly human, though they do employ stable mutant strains such as the giant Borgrins. All these troops are equipped with the best mass-produced weaponry that the tech priest war manufacturers can provide, although it is often backward compared to that wielded by their enemies. Across the vastness of space, the vast majority of the Imperial's battles involve the Astra Militarum. It is by their actions and endless sacrifice that mankind has claimed and held its place in the universe. Okay. Gameplay is slow. Obviously, the slower the game, the more important research actually becomes.
Few worlds were as pristine as Gladius Prime, or so well located. Soon after its discovery, it grew into a rich imperial world. Then the Orks landed, and it burnt. We, the men and women of the Astra Militarum, answered the call to battle the Greenskin menace. Yet we died side by side with the Orks when the warp storms hit and the Necrons awoke. Whoever our foe, we will reclaim this world and its ancient riches, or we will die trying. For mankind! And for the God-Emperor.
Welcome to Gladius. To move the camera, position your mouse over terrain, hold the mouse button and move your mouse. When you're comfortable with your surroundings, click OK. I've reset the tips again, like I have for every single one, so that we can get the specific tips, any specific tips we need for the faction we're playing. Okay. Time to explore the interface. Every element has a hint to provide extra information. If you're ever unsure what to do, refer to the red task button on the right side of the screen. It will help you on your next task before you end your turn. Okay. So what we've got, we have Tech Priest Engine Seers. This unit allows you to build a city that will be the base of the faction of Gladius. To found your first city, click the Found City button inside the selection panel on the bottom left, then an empty tile. Note that this action will consume the unit. Okay. There or there? Gonna go there. Cities gather resources to fuel your war machinery. The city screen displays all the resources related to the city. However, you mouse over each resource to find out more. Okay. Here, buildings are listed with their available actions. Note, buildings at the same time are grouped together and only perform one action at a time. Although multiple actions can be queued up, the required resources will be immediately subtracted from your global pool. Before you can construct additional buildings, you have to claim more tiles. Go ahead and click Acquire Tile and select a tile with one or more building slots adjacent to your city borders. Acquiring a tile will take a few turns and cost some influence. Okay. Let's see. You. I want to claim you. No, we don't. Claim you. Okay, what have we got? Population. Used to operate buildings in the city. Each enabled building requires one population to operate. Required population exceeds the current population and resource of the building is resource output of buildings is reduced. Indicates how fast a city grows. Once enough growth has been accumulated, the population increases by 1. The growth rate decreases with the population approaching the population limit. Okay. Food. Used to sustain a population in cities as well as produce and maintain biological units. Or used to construct buildings as well as produce and maintain mechanical units. Used to maintain buildings as well as produce and maintain special units. Research. Used to discover new technologies. Influence. Used to require and maintain city tiles, evoke edicts as well as recruit powerful hero units and purchase their items. Loyalty indicates the population's dedication to your cause. Each positive point of loyalty increases the city's total resource output by 1%, while each negative point decreases it by 2%, down to minus 50%. Each city after the first decreases loyalty in all cities by 6. Okay. Acquire, clear tile. Acquire. Acquires a new tile for the city. Buildings can only be built on acquired tiles. Each tile has an influence upkeep. Restores the tiles to its normal states and clears it of wireweed, holy sites, emporiums and forests one at a time. Construct Soylent's farm. Buildings that harvest food. Soylent's viridians may be filling, nutritious, needed to grow and used great vats, but as a foodstuff it has some drawbacks. First, it's utterly bland and flavourless. Secondly, it looks like green glue. Thirdly, it's made from any available organic material. Persistent rumour that it has human coolants are not excluded. Okay. Ore extractor. Depending on the planet, extraction of metal ores and valuable minerals is undertaken by anything ranging from ancient tech machinery barely controlled by its tech piece magos to thousands of Labour Corps workers playing their part in the war to save mankind. Building that harvests ore, building that generates energy. While the ancients may have split the atom, the Empire's tech priests have had millennia to perfect their rituals by which they draw power. The open-core plasma ionizer uses coolant infusion systems to maintain the output of around 100 petawatts for up to 100 days at a time, around 10,000 times that of the largest historical fission plant. Construct Officio Tactica. Building that generates research. Learning to be an officer in the Astra Militarum is a thankless, often lethal task. One of the safest postings is to the Officio Tactica, where the smartest tactical minds analyse ongoing military manoeuvres and refer to the copious texts of the Tactica Imperialis for well-tested advice. They also record their current campaigns so that future generations may learn from them. Construct Cogitator Station. Building that generates influence. Although artificial intelligence is an abomination, long abroad since before the fall of the Men of Iron, the archaic data looms of the Adeptus Administratum bear little resemblance to ancient computers or even to the slim microprocessors used by the tech priests of war, Mars. Tech priests of Mars. Cogitators' functions are purely bureaucratic, their form immobile. Still, their capabilities are prized by every Imperial world purely for their inhuman memory. Construct Imperial barracks. Building that produces infantry as well as increases the population limit and generates food. Whilst the training of recruits to the Imperial Guard has none of the harrowing horrors suffered by the Astartes initiates, the Millennium still has to drill the structures of the Empire into the tired men and women that make up most Guard regiments. Here, at the barracks, a planet's unpromising conscripts turn into true Astra Militarum by giving them uniforms, guns and perhaps even some training. Okay. Labour Corps. Building that constructs new buildings as well as generates foods and research. While the Administratum runs the entire Empire of Man, the Departamento Monitorum is tasked solely with supplying the manpower and supplies for the Astra Militarum. Among their many tasks is the construction of large facilities, such as airfields or orbital stations. The poor grunts who have to do the work are the Labour Corps, indentured or penal workers and mind-wiped servitors. Basilica Administratum. Headquarters building that generates resources. Headquarters. Destroying will destroy the entire city. The central administrative building of any imperial colony, the magnificent Basilica, is a temple to bureaucracy. Generations of plain-clad clerks live and die amongst tottering tomes, deciding the fate of star systems with a feeble thump of their stamps. As the saying goes, the Inquisition may burn you, the Astartes may smite you, but only the Adeptus Administratum can torment you for your entire life. Okay. Move the selected unit by pressing the right mouse button on the destination tile. Holding the button down will display which path the unit will take. Each unit can only be moved once per turn. Units like the Guardsmen are very weak by themselves. With such vulnerable units, it is advisable to keep multiple units together so they can assist each other, especially when venturing into unexplored territory. Tiles with special resource features can be captured by moving a unit on them. This will construct an outpost, giving you a small but important bonus to your resource output and giving the unit stationed there increased damage reduction and healing rate. Defend your outpost so they will be taken over by other factions or the Gladius wildlife. Good Guardsman, light infantry unit. From the streaming jungles of Catatan to the war-torn fortress worlds of Cadia, the humble Guardsmen provide the ironclad backbone of the Imperial Guard. Rah. 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 Open the city screen, you can click the city name and the city headquarters twice. You can also select the city defences by clicking on the headquarters itself or the icon above the city. All cities have a limited firepower and will defend themselves when attacked. Make sure you protect your city at all costs. If you lose all your cities, you are defeated. Okay. We've got choose research. The research screen represents your faction's unique technology tree, given by selecting a technology to research from tier 1. You must research 2 technologies from a tier to unlock the subsequent tier. You can speed up research by constructing additional research buildings in your cities. Note that all progress is lost when you change the current researching technology. Okay, you may notice this here. Basically, the layout has been changed slightly so that any tier that has 6 or more will be in a box like this, rather than endless lists. So yeah, let's see what we got. We have frag grenade, Grant's Bulgarins, field ordnance batteries, guardsmen, heavy weapon squads, Lord Commissars, Primus Psychers, Tech Priest Engineers, and Tempestus Scions, the ability to throw anti-infantry grenades. Inspired training, edict that increases the production output of Imperial barracks in the cities. Manufactorum, building that produces ground vehicles as well as generates ore and research. Shrine of the Aquila, building that produces heroes as well as generates influence and increases loyalty. Foxcaster, reduces the morale loss for guardsmen and Tempestus Scions. Okay, Shrine of the Aquila. And we got on our messages, we have found Recaf Leaf, Necron Tomb, Caro Encampment, Wire Reed, Fermentation Pool, Webway Gate discovered, Cagrone discovered, Cerritos Holy Site discovered. Okay. There are ruins of all in sight. These ruins provide rewards for the first player exploring. Some even provide ancient items that can be later equipped by heroes to make them stronger or excel at specific encounters. Terrain affects units in a variety of ways. Forests and Imperial ruins have an increased movement cost for ground units and make it harder to see a fire cross. Height difference may also prevent your units from having a clear line of fire. Tiles marked with red indicate enemies and can be attacked from your current position. Unit has a rapid fire weapon equipped. Units with rapid fire weapons have caused much more damage at close range, but can still fire from further away. It might be worth moving closer before attacking. Okay. Neutral units may not attack you as you move around them, but attacking them will surely make them angry. Life in the Guard, Chapter 1. Gladius Prime had seemed an excellent placement for a senior Imperial administrator. With its rich resources and strategic location, it was both easy and prestigious to rule. For the local people, life had been by the book, until the day the planet's space stations fell screaming from the sky, and the Orks descended, followed by even worse Xenos horrors. The resilient spaceman chapter has stood fast but could barely hold out. As the commander of the reinforcing Astra Militarum forces, you landed on the planet months ago, but the unexpected reappearance of the planet's warp circle has trapped you on the surface. You have regrouped the surviving civilians and the Astra Militarum troops into one city, but there are still soldiers scattered beyond the walls. We must gather them, rebuild our cities and reclaim this planet for the Emperor. Our first aim is to get the Imperium's war factories back online. In an Imperial Manufactorum, colonists can live or die without ever seeing the outside world, endlessly building war machines for the glory of mankind. So, research manufacturing and construct a manufactorum. Okay. Every unit has a variety of statistics, attributes, abilities and weapons, each with their own ranges and effects. Some might only have melee weapons, but move quickly through rough terrain, while others may have fear auras or unleash powerful artillery blasts. Move your mouse over the icons and buttons in the selection panel to find out more about the selected unit. Okay. See, Guardsman. Armor. This is the amount of damage taken from weapons and abilities. Each point of armor reduces damage taken by approximately 8.3%, up to 83%. But weapons abilities that might ignore a number of armor points up to their armor penetration value. The amount of hit points, the amount of damage a unit can sustain before dying. Units automatically heal if they have not taken damage and have full movement and action points remaining. Morale, the psychological state of the unit. Morale regenerates if the unit has not taken damage this turn. Below 66% morale, units become shaken, decreasing accuracy and increasing damage taken by 17%. Below 33% morale, units become broken, decreasing accuracy and increasing damage taken by 33%. How high, sir? Actions. The amount of actions a unit can perform. Unit in action will concern all movement. The number of tiles a unit can move in one turn. Rough terrain requires more than a single movement point. Moving into an tile adjacent to an enemy ends movement. Level. The experience level of the unit. Every level above the first increases the unit's hit points and damage by 5% as well as morale by 10%. Okay, we've got Lasgun, damage 1.2, 1 attack, armor penetration 0, accuracy 6, which is 50%, range 2, rapid fire, doubles the attacks at half range. Laser weapons fire packets of explosive laser energy. The larger the gun, the more powerful the shot. Regardless of size, laser weapons are incredibly reliable, making them favoured tools of war throughout the Imperium. Some units cannot move but can still perform actions that have units. They have weapons like sit headquarters and they attack. Form an attack, move the cursor over enemies and right click. There are 3 building slots in the city, an option time to make a plan to expand your army. Begin by constructing infantry reduction building. Click the blinking button and select an enemy tile with empty building slots to start construction there. This will take several turns to complete. Recovery package. Hero items can be found from exploration received from quest rewards or bought with the Jakira trader encampments. Items can provide either a passive bonus or give the unit a new ability that can perform once or multiple times as a free action. Before being able to claim an item, you will have to recruit and select a hero unit. And we've got what? Recovery package. Free action item that restores the hit points. This medkit has been thrown together with little sense or reason, perhaps by a Jakira or an Ork doc with an instinctive sense of medicine. There's no doubt in the efficacy of its contents. Whatever the injury, there's a neatly mislabeled package in here that will fix it. action points remaining out of ranged weapons will automatically perform overwatch attacks when their enemy enters their attack range unless the enemy has infiltrated. Shrine of the Achilla. Building that produces heroes as well as generates influence and increases loyalty. Far more than a mere statue, this great metal eagle was cast from the molten remains of spacefaring vessels and serves as an inspiration for those nearby. The Imperial troops that fight under the Achilla's ceaseless vigil find a new determination welling in their hearts, knowing that they last in a line of heroes that stretched across the stars. I just forgot. Produce Lord Commissar. Hero unit that provides bonuses to nearby allied units. Amongst the ranks of the Officio Prefectus, there are many heroic individuals that have become legend through their deeds. A Lord Commissar is expected to exemplify everything the Empire strives towards. Tank Commander. Tank hero unit with formidable strength that also boosts nearby allied tank units. A tank commander rides into battle in the cupola of a mighty lemon rust battle tank. These grizzled men are virtually one with the machine, possessing an implicit knowledge of armoured warfare in all its forms. The average tank commander is a steely-eyed ace, heading up a crew of the very best their regiment has to offer. Primaris Saga, hero unit with destructive psychic powers. Loathed and feared as witches by their superstitious comrades, Primaris Psychers are nonetheless valuable assets to any commander. Though it hardly lessens the constant suspicion they are held by their Officio Prefectus, each of these Psychers possesses abilities and control far beyond those of lesser Scholastica Psychana initiates. Okay then. Okay, Manufactorum. Building that produces grand effects as well as generates research. Okay. The compendium stores a collection of useful game information. You can read about factions, buildings, units, reread tips and more. You can open it by accessing the question mark at the top right of the screen. Thank you. You can now produce units. Queue up as many as you like, but watch your resources. Since this is a separate building type, other buildings can keep producing at the same time. If you construct additional infantry production buildings, infantry will complete training twice as fast. Okay. To keep your war machine in operation, you will have to construct specialised resource buildings. Build a resource building you like you build the infantry building. The tile on which the building is placed may modify the building's resource output. Look for matching resource items. It's important not to run out of resources, otherwise your buildings will begin working at lower efficiency. You are now able to produce new units, maintain your economy and understand the basic concepts of the game. More tips and suggestions will be shown throughout your interactions, but you will be left to explore the world of Gladius Prime and discover its mysteries alone. Survival is no birthright, but a prize wrested from the uncaring galaxy of forgotten heroes. Okay. Manufactorium. Building produces ground vehicles as well as generates ore and research. To call an imperial manufactorium a factory is akin to calling a Cachian devil an insect. These cyclopean structures are huge, forbidding temples to the machine god, bearing his miracles. Here, vehicles of war are created. Inside them, lowly menials are doomed to never see the planet's surface. They ceaselessly minister to the blessed engines of Mars. Oh, we got Sentinels, light armoured walker unit that specialises in reconnaissance. The Sentinel is a fast-moving combat walker deployed to scout dense terrain and provide close infantry fire support. With surprising speed and locomotive dexterity, the Sentinel can traverse terrain that would confound other armoured vehicles. The lighter armoured scout Sentinels, in particular, are used to range ahead of the main battle line, setting up brutal ambushes or launching pinpoint raids. Produce Chimera, amphibious transport unit with manned weaponry and communication equipment. The Chimera is the most prolific and popular armoured transport used by the Imperial Guard. It is rugged, versatile, and can easily produce in huge numbers. For thousands of years, it's been accepted wisdom that the Chimera punches well above its weight in a firefight. A tank that mounts a variety of punishing anti-personnel weaponry, while passengers can lay down additional fire from its spacious top hatch and flank anti-plasgun arrays. Hydra, fast tank unit that excels against airborne targets. Whether faced by lightning fast Xenos fighters or demonic level-wing monstrosities, the Hydra flak tank is ideally equipped to blow aerial foes out of the sky. The Hydra's predictive logic spirit singles out and locks onto its targets with tenacity of a predatory beast. Devil Dog, fast tank unit with deadly armour-melting cannon. Acquiring its name from the high-pitched howl this weapon makes upon firing, the Devil Dog is capable of punching far above its weight in armoured combat. Indeed, many Devil Dog crews style themselves as big game hunters or monster slayers, excelling in the eradication of enemy armour and exceptionally heavy infantry assets. A foe forced to fight with protracted campaigns in dense terrain against the Imperial Guard soon learns to dread the punch silhouette of the Devil Dog. Those that don't soon find their vehicles reduced to mould and slag by this aggressive and fast-moving tank hunter. Basilisk. When the Imperial Guard go to war, they march to the thunderous report of batteries of basilisks, which guns can flatten cities and end worlds. Instantly recognised for the long looming barrel of its earth-shaking cannon, the Basilisk boasts of prodigious range. Produce Lemon Rust Battle Tank. Heavily armoured main battle tank unit. The Lemon Rust Battle Tank is an ironclad declaration of might made manifest. They are the mainstay of the Imperial Guard's armoured forces, lumbering slabs of armour and intolerance whose inexorable advance has ground a billion foes into the Imperium to bloody ruin. Produce Rogel Dawn Battle Tank. Heavily armoured battle tank fitted with powerful weapons. The Rogel Dawn Battle Tank is a lumbering behemoth, equally suited to anchoring a battle line or grinding forward in support of an assault. Bristling with thunderous guns, these hulking armoured fighting vehicles pound punches in an enemy's defences with enormous shells and take apart infantry with ferocious storms of fire. Produce Baneblade, super heavy tank unit with a devastating firepower. The Baneblade is an unmistakable icon of the Imperium's armoured supremacy, and many of these honoured machines have served in countless war zones across Millennium of War. Possessed of overwhelming firepower, exceptionally thick armour, and a roaring power plant that allows it to surge into battle with surprising speed, the Baneblade is a truly deadly foe in any conflict. In other words, lots of tanks. Okay. Okay. Proxy cut that reduces the morale loss for guardsmen and tempestus sites. Okay. I'm going to leave this here. LP3. Yeah, I'm leaving this here. This has been Vane doing Let's Play Warhammer 40,000 Gladius. Hope you like what you see in here. If you do, please consider please like, subscribe. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Please consider sponsoring on Patreon. And until next time, goodbye.